All right. Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. Today, on this Saturday, this beautiful Saturday, actually, it ain't all that beautiful, but it depends. If you like snow, and we wasn't really supposed to get any accumulation, but it accumulated a little bit. We got about 1 or 2 inches, I think. I don't know about 2 inches. Maybe we got 1.5. It was at least a good one. It was enough to put some snow on the cars. You know, make you have to spread some salt around or whatever. But it is wintertime. The 17th of January, baby. 17th of January, a very, very important day in our history. You know what I mean? We got some good birthdays today, personal and professional. Michelle Obama. It's her birthday today. Did you know Michelle Obama's birthday was on the 17th of January? Do you realize that it's already the 17th of January? So this month is almost over. Like, when you really get to think about it, like, what the hell? What are we doing? How does it happen? But we are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking off fast lane, no coasting. So today on the Urban Therapy with Sun show, we are talking about what makes you believe. Or should I say, believing in what you believe in. Believing in what you believe in, man. Don't stop believing. Hold on to the end. Wait a minute. Hold on to the thread. What does he say? What does he say? Shout out to Steve Perry. Shout out to Journey. You know what I mean? Shout out to to 80s pop. Shout out to all that. To all that shit. So this is gonna be a real show today. In lieu of watching football all day, because that's what I had actually. Oh my God! No, you didn't. You no good bastard. I'm sorry. The adult ADD kicked in. I scored 66 points on this cat in the Scrabble, and he comes back and scores 82 on me. That's equivalent to a dunk, but he's only beating me. She is only beating me by 14 points. But it feels like a lot more because that ain't right. But I ain't got no business looking at that. What I noticed that she had made a move when I was going to go look at, I think I was about to look up how many inches of snow it was. Let me see. How many inches of snowfall did we get in Philadelphia so far? What? Okay. So far this winter, no, I'm just asking about today. Today. 0.3 inches earlier. No, I'm not talking about that. Anyway, it's already the 17th. And shoot, this month is breezing on by, but it's all good. So we are talking about believing in what you believe in. What makes a person believe in the things that they believe in? What's the most ridiculous thing that you've ever known somebody to believe in? What do you believe in that you think is either orthodox or unorthodox, or a good reason or crazy reasons, superstitious reasons or whatever? You know, one thing about believing in something versus supporting something is when you believe in something, you think that it works independent of your support. You know what I mean? You may believe that it works independent of your support. So you might feel like, okay, that's what's up. Time, damn, you're the 26th the 22nd of Aquarius. Okay, I see you. So your birthday is next Wednesday. No, that would make it the 21st. Yours is Thursday. All right, I got you. My dude. I got you. And it's always good to see you. Always good to see you. So yeah, what makes you believe? I was saying that what separates a belief from support is that people think that beliefs, like what they believe in, works independently of whatever is supported. So you look at like God. When you believe in God, whether you believe in him or not, you think that he controls the universe, or at the very least the earth, right? I have to say it like that because some people don't believe that there's a such thing as the universe. Like it's there, but it's not tangible. It's not something that we can get to. You know what? In the poll question, I should have put life on other planets. But see, I'm not that quick of a thinker. That's why I need assistance. And I probably should have put like astrology. See, I'm coming up with all kinds of ideas now. But people believe in a lot of things that they believe in. And sometimes those beliefs are based on some disputable facts. And sometimes they are based on faith. Now, for faith to exist, I believe with faith, there normally comes a lot of conditioning when it comes to faith. And what I mean by conditioning is that, when the way that you train an animal is by conditioning them. In other words, reward or punishment system. So people know that when they human beings seem to understand that when you keep feeding an animal, you can get the animal to do certain things. So when you get a dog to give you a high five or to roll over or to speak or to give me paw or go get the newspaper or fetch or anything like that, it's normally because they receive a treat, some food after doing that, and the animal catches on. And that's a conditioning response. Well, it's the same thing with human beings with the things that we want them to believe in. If we let them know that if they do something that we want them to do or that's necessary, they will be rewarded for it. And if they don't do it, they will be punished for it. Now, I'm not talking about the punishment in terms of, getting your ass whooped or being hurt or anything like that, because there are other ways to punish a person. Sometimes you can punish a person just by your absence or your presence. Sort of like when a mother tells a child, if you keep acting bad, I'm going to call your father, because they know that the child knows that the father will, deal out punishment for bad behavior. But I'm not trying to get all the way into that. I'm going to tell you right now, I got a pain in the back. It happened 3 weeks ago, but now it's down in your shows. Well, maybe it wasn't. It happened on New Year's Eve. So that's just about 3 weeks ago. Just about. We short about 4 days though. It reared its ugly head again this morning. I'm like, oh man, that's why I didn't bust out the drums. I was like, nah, I need to sit this one out. I'm gonna sit this one down. Dimples D's, what's up, ma? What's good? And Stacy White, hold it down for the D. Hold it down for the D all day, every day. What's going on? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? All right, we cool. We good. Everything good. Everything charged. Everything right. Y'all can hear. I know y'all can hear me because y'all would have told me by now, because it would have been sound like. I messed up the no sound by crumpling up the napkin, paper towel, whatever you want to call it, All right, so believing in what you believe in, and I didn't give a shout out to Young Thug. Says Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. Have faith, not in our works, but His holy work on the cross. If you love Him, keep His commandments. All right, I'm with it. She sounded good, and I must admit it. No. So I kicked it live, and I must admit it. It sounded good when she said, I'm with it. Last night, Last night had it all. Last night we really had a ball. You know what, man? I'm almost ready to take down this poll and start it over. Start it over. Because I got better choices now. I'm ready to abandon. It's funny that so far, only 9 votes, but so far the majority of people said influential people like Trump is the most ridiculous thing to believe in. But, you know, we have seen many people believe in people more influential, way more influential than Trump. I mean, look at religion. Look at some of these pastors, some of these ministers, some of these preachers, the Pope. How many people believe in the Pope? Now, there are levels to this whole believing in thing, because you can say I believe in someone as in I think that they are righteous and they're going to do the right things and they make good decisions and I can trust them. There's that kind of belief in it. And then there's that type of belief in a person where you really believe that they are more divine than other people are and that they can make it rain. They can ward off natural disasters or pull disease out of your body or make you walk. And thousands, millions of people have lived with those types of beliefs. And they continue to do that to this day. What up, El Nino Tree says, go Niners. Ugh. Go Niners. God damn it. Don't remind me. But it's all good. And Black Vega says, sending you positivity, brother. Well, man, I'm sending that right back to you. Because positivity is one of those things that we can never get enough of. Ain't that right? Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Word up. And also, bloodbath. What's that? Bloodbath fishing. Go Bills. I'll take that. I'll take that. Go Bills. I ain't mad at the Bills. I wouldn't be mad at the Bills finally winning the Super Bowl. Because I actually want the Buffalo Bills to win a Super Bowl. They deserve it. They do. 4 Super Bowls in a row in the 90s. They deserve one. They did. And I was pulling for them in the 90s. Like, come on, Bills. Because I ain't want nobody in it. They lost all of these Super Bowls to the NFC East. And this is when the Eagles hadn't won a Super Bowl either. So I was like, come on, Bills. Come on, Bills. To hell with the Redskins. And the Giants beat them first. Then the Redskins beat them. And then the Cowboys beat them twice. I was like, hey, yo. I said, hey, yo. You lost all of your Super Bowls. You went to 4 Super Bowls in a row. You cannot say that a team is not good when they go to 4 AFC championships and persevere and then go to 4 straight Super Bowls. But how do you lose 4 Super Bowls in a row? So yes, I hope that the Bills take care of business. Go Bills. Go Bills. Fuck everybody else. I don't know. I wouldn't be mad at Denver. I just don't want nobody who won a whole lot of Super Bowls with it. And I definitely don't want nobody. I don't want the NFC to win at all. I really don't. Call me a hater if you want. I don't give a fuck. I don't want the NFC to win. If the Eagles don't win, and the Packers is out, the Lions are out, could I put up with the Seahawks winning again? Maybe. I. Anil said, yo, is that how you doing? Me and my cousin in here again. That's what's up. Let's hear it for you and your cousin. Well, that's for you. That's for your cuz. Shout out one love. Shout out one love, baby. All right, let's go. All right. Tom says no football talk. Josh Allen deserves the Super Bowl. You said no football talk. What's it going to be, my brother? What's it going to be? And Bloodbath says, hey yo. Did you guys come on here to see WCW, or you guys come on here to see NWO? I'm gonna go with WCW. Even though I did like NWO, but I'm gonna go with WCW. They had more stars. Plus, I ain't Hollywood Hogan. All right.
You have a call from.
Caller with the last number is 1162. Welcome to the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. What's on your mind this afternoon? What's good?
Oh, nothing much. I'm just here to address the polling that you implemented on your live show. Like, which one I think is the most ridiculous to believe in. I hope you can subtract emotions out of this conversation that we're about to have.
Don't try to direct my show, sir. Go ahead and speak your piece.
Yes, I do believe the most ridiculous thing is believing in an omnipotent figure that you've never seen, heard, or felt ever in your life. And so since there are over 4,000 religions, I'm not exactly sure how people are so confident into being loyal to one when there were numerous religions before that occurred.
All right, so you don't believe in God. Do you consider yourself to be an atheist?
Oh, yes, I do, sir.
Okay. All right, so you believe in atheism, right?
Sorry?
Do you believe in atheism?
Yes, I do believe that the current term exists and the definition of it.
That's not what I asked you.
Yes, I mean, I just answered your question. I mean,
well, no, you answered a question. You didn't answer my question. Do you believe in atheism? Is that your belief system?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So if you believe in atheism, that's the opposite of believing in God, right?
Okay. Atheism, the definition of atheism is not believing in a God or devil, a religion, etc.
Okay, I said that's the opposite of believing in God, right?
That is correct, sir.
Okay, because God is supposed to be a supreme being, and atheists don't believe in supreme being. All right, so what do you think? Where does your theory of creation come from? Whether you're talking about creation as far as a living organism or anything in this universe or in this sphere, like why does anything exist? Why is there nothing?
That's a very good question. Since there hasn't been any concrete evidence for scientists to go back and explain why questions like, well, why does the Earth exist, or planets, or space, or anything of that nature, the answer should be unknown. Not to confabulate stories that a omnipotent figure created the Earth in 7 days, and he magically implanted an individual named Adam and took a rib.
Now wait a minute, because you're only talking. Now wait a minute, you're only talking about Christian beliefs when you tell those stories. there are other religions that don't borrow or follow Christianity. So, even though I understand where you're going with that, I don't think that's fair, because you're also talking about the biblical accounts of creation, and that was man-made, whether we believe that or not. You know what I mean? It was written by man. We know for a fact that it wasn't written in God's handwriting. I mean, because it came from Hebrew. It was originally written in Hebrew and translated into English by the English. You understand what I mean? So I understand the lack of reliability when it comes to that. But what I asked you was about the theory of creation. If you do not believe that God created the earth and the heavens and everything in it, what do you think? I don't want to say believe, but what do you think is the reason that anything exists? Anything, whether you're talking about a rock or water or an animal or an organism or a cell, where does it come from when you don't believe in God?
I do apologize for highlighting just one religion and its biblical scriptures. What I meant.
Oh, by the way, can you speak up a little bit? People in the chat are asking, can you speak up a little bit so they can hear you?
I do apologize. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you. I just want to make sure they hear you. I turned you up a little bit more.
The answer to that is I don't know, which I believe, in my opinion, is the perfect response to that question, because nobody truly knows. And so we should exclude all religions, whether it is involving one God or many gods, because there's no concrete evidence to back it up except secondhand knowledge through books that was made by man. So did I answer that question for you?
Well,
the answer is simply, I don't know.
Okay, so that's
nobody knows.
All right, but that's why I asked you what you think, because all right, so people who don't believe in God, they have a problem with people who believe in God. But I was thinking that if you don't have an alternative answer for what somebody else doesn't believe in, then why would them believing in what they really deeply and truly believe in, why would that bother anyone? Or why would that pose a question? I mean, I understand you said because you can't see them, you can't hear them, you can't touch them. But there are so many things, other things that we probably believe in that we haven't seen, touched, heard, or felt.
Mm-hmm.
Now, hold on. Let me just ask you this. Are you able to think outside of your physical body? And by that, I mean,
am I able?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, please explain.
Okay, because most of the time, as human beings, and I hope y'all can follow me on this. And I'm not saying that if you can't, that you're slow, or if you can, that you're advanced, because it took me a while, years ago, to get into this thing. Most of the times we think from a physical level. We think about we think from our feelings of pleasure and pain. And that's often where we get our logic from. If we do this, that, and the third, then we'll get pleasure. So we are more likely to do this, that, and the third. And if we fail to do this, that, and the third, or if we do the other thing, it may cause us pain, which may make us avoid it. So we're thinking from a physical level. When you think from more of a spiritual level, you start thinking about maybe the existence of things, or the pre-existence of things, or maybe even the existential part of things. So we're not thinking strictly from our vantage point or our viewpoint. We're thinking like maybe about the possibilities or probabilities of things that we may not have no control over, but it still works that way.
Yes, and I don't believe in any spiritual being or thing of existence is involving their activities in my life. Now, let me be clear. I'm not shaming anyone for indulging in religious beliefs. There's actually a positive to that when it comes to battling psychosomatic illnesses and dictating their moral compass to be civilized in in human form. And, you know, having a spiritual being that you believe that is watching you 24/7, it can increases the high chance of you, you know, constraining your ruminating thoughts that are not beneficial to your self-interest or might possibly be a hindrance to someone's livelihood. So there's actually perks to it. Now, let me get back to the question that you've asked. No, I do think outside the box, but I'm not involving any spiritual nature being involved in it. That fully completes all the points that you're trying to address.
Not really.
I'm not shaming anyone for. Okay. Can you please explain how I'm missing the?
No, I'm not saying that you're missing anything. But when you say that you're it fully explains something, I don't think it fully explains something. And I don't think it fully explains anything because a lot of this, because it is a belief system, there are always going to be things that you may add in from your viewpoint and things that you may leave out because of your ignorance to it. You understand what I mean? So I don't think that it fully explains. But all right, let me speed this up a little bit. Let me ask you this. Do you think that there is the possibility of life on other planets?
If astronauts can bring back concrete evidence that there is life on other planets, then yes, I'll believe it. But as of right now, I don't know. And so I'm going to say no, because there hasn't been any evidence proving that.
Okay, now you know astronauts can only travel but so far.
Okay.
You know, we say that we have gone to the moon. Do you believe that we went to the moon?
Yes, I do, sir.
Oh, you believe that?
Yes, I'm not indulging in conspiracy theories.
Okay. So what makes you believe that we went to the moon? Did you see it?
Because they've shown plenty of videos of astronauts landing on the moon and planting the American flag on it.
And you believe that?
Yes, I do, sir.
Oh. Do you understand the atmosphere, the Earth's atmosphere versus the moon's atmosphere?
I don't have knowledge on the difference.
Okay.
But I believe the moon has no gravity, if I'm not mistaken.
It has no. It actually has no atmosphere. See, atmosphere is made up of hydrogen and like it's air. And so and on the Earth's atmosphere, you're able to have like wind and heat and cold and all. In the moon, on the moon, you don't have that because it's just the Earth's satellite. It's not a planet. But if you watched where they planted the flag on the moon, you ever ask yourself, well, what did they plant it in? Was it dirt? Was it rock?
It's the moon material, whatever it consists of, sir. Like I said, I'm not going.
But no. This is not about indulging in conspiracies. I mean, when people question the existence of God, I think it's just important that we come to a certain understanding. How belief in one thing can lead to the disbelief in another thing, or vice versa. So where I'm getting to is this: You said earlier in this call that you thought it was ridiculous for people to believe in a supreme being like God who controls everything, right? And you said that, and I'm paraphrasing. You said because we've never seen him or heard him or touched him or felt him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but you also said that you know when asked, you answered. Well, when I asked you, do you believe that we went to the moon before? And you said yes. And one of the reasons that you gave was because you saw it on TV, right? There was no other way to see it. You know, you didn't actually see it for yourself. You definitely didn't go. And I'm sure that you've never touched or seen any of the materials that they so-called brought back. But I was explaining to you that there was no atmosphere on the moon because when they planted the flag, you saw the flag flailing, the flag like flipping in air like there was wind. There is none of that on the moon. There is no wind. That flag should have been hanging down, but it was doing this.
So I can say I've never seen Sri Lanka physically, but I've scrolled through YouTube videos and it showed that Sri Lanka exists.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is, you can go to Sri Lanka. Now you show me where you can go to the moon. Now we're talking about something. But I'm
but if I had the resources or I was had the credentials to become an astronaut, I can see for myself and buttress the narrative that there has been evidence that people landed on the moon. I can't say that with heaven or hell. No one, no angel or no Satan comrades came to Earth and proved and gave me showed YouTube videos of heaven or hell existed.
Because you didn't see it, right?
God showed up.
Because you didn't see it. But hold on a second, because I'm not finished. Hold on a second.
You have a call from
Ron.
Ron, how are you?
Yes.
How are you today, sir?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good. All right. What you want to talk about this afternoon? And welcome to the show, by the way.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about the whole aspect of God. I've been listening to this guy on the phone call. I'm kind of the complete opposite. So
Okay. All right. I wanted to ask you that because before I clicked you in, I had to make sure that you weren't a troll. I trust you now. So I'm about to click you back in.
I can call back in a couple minutes.
No. Let's do it now.
Okay.
Hold on a second. All right. So we have another caller on the line, and he's calling to speak on rebut a little bit about what you were talking about. But before we cut him in, I just wanted to go back to this whole moon landing thing. So you brought up Sri Lanka. Like you can bring up Sri Lanka, you can bring up Easter Island, you can bring up Christmas Island, you can bring up Stonehenge. These are places that may be wonders of the world, but we can actually visit those places and wonder how it happened. But the moon is something where we only have the account of 4 people who went, and we don't know what their motivation was for saying what they said. But by their own calculations and their accounts, there is no atmosphere on the moon. That's what they said as astronauts, as scientists of the highest caliber. They said that there's no atmosphere in outer space, and that would include the moon. So how did that flag flail in the air like that?
I can't answer that question, sir, because I don't know the makeup.
I have a better question. I have a better question. That was a pretty well lit moon landing, wouldn't you say?
Sure. I mean, throughout the years, technology has advanced to the point where...
Wait a minute now. Whoa. This was 1969. Technology wasn't shit. It wasn't all that. Now, have you No.
Have you ever heard of the Industrial Revolution?
Yes, I have. And the Industrial Revolution happened back in the 1800s. But that's besides that's besides the point. I'm well versed in history, sir. Really, really well versed. So
Okay.
So when you think of, have you ever been out in the country? Have you ever been out in the country where there are no street lights or anything?
Yes.
Yeah, so you know that it's so dark out there that you can't see your hand in front of your face.
Okay.
All right. Now, you know, in order for electricity and for our power, for us to be able to power our devices, we have to have a climate and an atmosphere that's conducive to those things working. You think that
Okay.
it's the same? You think that those same things would work the same way in an atmosphere like the moon? Because we didn't get a chance to test the moon before we went up there. We weren't able to send something up there first and then go and be like, all right, I know what we need up there. We only could go by going. So based on what we know about, having no gravity and what's the word I'm looking for? Well, basically with there being no atmosphere, so there's no I want to talk something about suction, and I can't remember the word right now. Well, what I'm saying is, back in '69, you had some color TVs, but it was a brand new thing. It was state of the art, So most people were still watching black and white TVs in 1969 when we so-called landed on the moon. But that the lighting on for the astronauts was good enough for us to be able to see clearly on those shitty black and white TV. Gravitational pull. Thank you, Seika Sala. I knew my people were smart on this show. Yeah. If they were able to get those electrical devices powered enough to have that much light to be able to transmit it all the way back to Earth, and they didn't even have no internet back then. How they do that?
The nuclear bomb was created in the 1940s. A weapon so devastating that it can leave a country radioactive for years after.
Yep. And you know what? And you know where we created that?
I'm sorry.
Do you know where we created that atomic bomb? I'll give you a hint. We created it right here on Earth where we could test it. So we knew how it would. We may not have known the half-life of it and how devastating it would be afterwards, but we knew from dropping that bomb that how dangerous it was, and we chose human destruction. With the difference between that and going to the moon was that we didn't know what we were going to see when we got to the moon. We had no way of testing that. And I'm just wondering how, with the limitations of technology that we had back in the 60s, how the hell did we broadcast on TV a live lunar landing?
Well, there's been incremental improvements, such as, when they started off with fighter jets. Man,
they didn't even have a Walkman yet. We didn't even have a small a handheld TV. And you mean to tell me that we were able to Well, listen, I don't want to get too passionate about it because I want the caller to speak his piece. But what I'm saying is, I can understand why people would believe in God the same way as I can understand why you would believe that we landed on the moon. And because both of those are without seeing it, hearing it, touching it, or feeling it for ourselves. Like, I don't know if do you believe that dinosaurs roamed the earth? Yeah,
absolutely.
Oh, have you ever seen a dinosaur?
No.
How about touched one?
But there's fossils, huh?
How about touched one?
No, but
So
there's
you believe
fossils and
wait,
even
right, fossils. You believe the bones, right?
yes, absolutely.
All right. Now, is it possible that those bones were not full skeletons? Because most of them weren't. They kind of put them together the way they thought it would look. That's how it happened to this day.
Okay.
You know, and but the thing is, so they're saying that when the dinosaurs roamed the earth, human beings had not roamed the earth yet. So there were no human beings to fuck up the earth. Because human beings, they tear up shit and destroy things just from their ego. So why would the dinosaurs become extinct?
Because maybe there was a lack of food supply, and also it had something to do with the climate affecting that.
Lack of food supply. Shit. It was trees and shit everywhere. There was nobody to cut down no trees or even create lawns and shit like that. Do you know the history of lawns? All right, but hold on. Hold on a second. Let me let the other caller come in because I think he has some important things to say. Caller with the last number is 5964. Thank you for calling in to the Urban Therapy with Sun show. What's on your mind today? Caller 5964. Are you there? Have you muted?
I'm here.
All right, there you go. What you got for us?
I just wanted to say real quick, and I know that people don't believe in God, and these type of people, they need proof, which is understandable, and they don't know anything about the Bible, but the Bible says that faith is very important, and one's ability to truly find God is only limited by one's desire to seek Him. I found God in my life, but I had always believed in Him, and I did what the Bible said. I repented of my sins in prayer, and I sought God's face every single day, and I prayed consistently, and I fasted, and then I gave my life to Him. And you know what happened after that? God revealed Himself to me. He is spirit and truth. But this is my testimony. Everybody has a different testimony, and God doesn't come out and reveal Himself out in the open.
So if He revealed Himself in the Bible, why isn't He not doing it now? I mean, I just find that very confusing. If He was able to create a son in the Virgin Mary's stomach, and He was able to deliver miracles such as multiplying, bread and fish and walking on water and healing the sick without any medical remedies and things of that nature. Why aren't you able to see those type of miracles now? Why was there a cutting point?
You don't think we see any miracles today? You haven't witnessed any modern miracles?
Can you please give me examples of that?
Well, I was hoping that you would think of something.
Cutting himself in half.
No. We're not talking about tricks. When we talk about what a miracle is, and I'm sorry to cut in 5964, but you can definitely speak after I just make this one little comment. A miracle is an unexplained circumstance, and we normally speak of it in positive terms. Like I was sick. I was sick with cancer, and I was told to get my affairs in order, and that I probably wouldn't live to see my next birthday. And then 5 years later, I'm cancer free, and the prognosis is that I may live for another 10 or 15 years. That's sort of like a miracle, where the probability of something happening is overshadowed by something really happening. Like
Mhm.
like Donald Trump getting elected twice after January 6th. Seems like a modern miracle to me.
I'm struggling to find out how is that a miracle when name notoriety, unlimited resources, such as being a billionaire, and incumbency are all factors that contribute to a great success rate of getting reelected.
Yeah, but popularity is a really big determining factor in getting elected into public office. And this man was dead in the water after January 6th, abandoned by his own party, and millions and millions of people were blaming him for their circumstances, and they all got amnesia in 4 years. I think that's pretty miraculous.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how people got an amnesia when they can list at least one or two policies that he implemented under his first term.
The man tried to overthrow the government, sir. That's
Even
unacceptable.
If they had amnesia, I know, but even if they had amnesia, the opposition placed out several ads throughout the campaign trail reminding people of Trump, quote unquote, disastrous policies under his first term. And he still won.
As much contempt that I have for Donald Trump, I consider some of the things that he has been able to accomplish to be miraculous. They are fucking miracles, because this show is about believing in what you believe in, and there are millions of people who ironclad believe in that man, believe in him, and that's why he's able to tell you, even though you are unable to afford groceries and gas and education and healthcare, you still support this man, and he's able to tell you that the affordability crisis is a hoax. Like, it's not that you can't afford anything. They're just telling you that you can't afford it. And instead of believing your own eyes and your own bank account and your own money in your pocket, you believe him. Like, yeah, maybe he's right. Yeah, these tariffs have been benefiting me. Yeah. And yeah, he's not in the Epstein files, even though he's the one who called for him and got elected on it. Yeah, I believe in him. And I've heard people, even his, not his attorney general, who that chick, the Hispanic chick she looks black, that used to be on that Fox News show with Gutfield. And
Are you talking about Omarosa?
no, not Fox. No, fuck no. No, she's in an appointed position now. Judge Jeanine. I heard and have on tape, Judge Jeanine straight said, "I believe in this man." Quote, "I believe in this man." Now, I could understand. It would have been different if she said, "I believe that he has good intentions, or that he will do the right thing, or that he is more righteous than evil." But she said, "I believe in this man." What that means to me is that whatever he says is good. And she's not going to listen to other people say that it's not good, because she believes in that man. A lot of people wouldn't say that about their own parents, but she said that about him, where there is mad evidence of him outright lying on a daily basis. This is a man that's holding back the Epstein files because he's in it. This is a man that won't let the financial reports about unemployment, about jobs, and he won't let those things come out because he hasn't fixed them to fit his narrative. But people believe in him.
I believe you have me on mute.
No, I don't have you on mute. I hear you loud and clear. You can't hear me? I didn't cut him off. Caller with the last names, with the last numbers 1162. Are you still there? I don't know. This damn app. I don't know. Is anybody there? Does anybody hear me? Man, did you call me a monkey in the zoo? Yo, you are so out of here, bitch ass nigga. Let me fix you. Let me fix you. All right. I'm not sure what's going on here. But oh, damn, the app crashed. Okay. I saw it. I'm going to try to call them back. Both of them. I'm going to try to call them back because they probably thinking that I called them off. I cut them off. I didn't do that. I didn't do it. What the fuck? What's going on here? Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Oh shit. Okay. Something is weird here. Something is very weird, y'all. Calls are disabled. Log in on the desktop. All right, let me do this. I gotta sign into the. I don't know. Oh, let me try to call in and see what's going on. Not from there. Oh yeah, let me go from here.
Who may I say is calling?
Sun 752.
Please hold while I locate your party.
Ain't no ring.
The person you are trying to reach is on the phone. Leave your message at the tone. Press pound when sent.
But I'm not though. I don't know. We may have to shut down. We may have to shut down calls for today, unfortunately, unless I can figure this thing out, because this is weird. They can't say they didn't get their money because they did. So we're not doing that. We're not doing that. All right, to hell with it. Anyway, sorry, callers. I'm sorry that we got cut off. What up, Art of Mine 559? My dude, what's good? What's good? Sorry that we got cut off, man. It was going good. I thought it was going good. Anyway. Curtis Penn says, what was funny was 1164 was a computer voice box you was talking to when they shut your app down as soon as it got to where they couldn't cope. I don't know about that, but okay. So we were talking about what you believe in, or believing in what you believe in. Now, the crux of what we wanted to talk about today, or what I wanted to talk about with y'all today, was what makes a person believe in the things that they believe in. Because belief is a deep thing. You know, when somebody says that they believe in something, they're not just talking about what they support. They're not just talking about what they think. Like, when you believe in something, you believe in it. Well, you feel that it exists independent of whether you support it or not, or whether you know about it or can control any aspect of it or not. So when you talk about, like, when people say that they believe in God, like, they believe that they really feel or think that God controls everything, regardless of whether you believe that it does or that it doesn't. And it's not that far-fetched of a belief. But when you try, one thing about religion that we get caught up in a lot is that people who don't believe in God are looking for the truth. You know, it's funny because people who believe in God and believe in or follow a religion, which they believe is their pathway to God in heaven, is that, and atheists or whatever, they're both looking for the truth. They're both looking for the truth. One person or one faction is satisfied with the truth that they don't have to try to believe, or they don't have to try to make something happen in order for it to exist. Sort of like the sun in the sky. Let's say if you change the name of the sun, it's not going to take away from the fact that it heats the earth and other planets as well. There's nothing you can do to take away from that. Well, people who believe in God feel the same way. And people who don't believe in God, they feel like there's not enough evidence to support it. I understand where they're coming from. Not that I share the way that they feel, but I understand. I understand not being able to touch something, hear something, and wondering if you know it exists. But when you ask about your history, things that we have been told about our history, dinosaurs, the Bible, even you know, powerful regimes like the Roman Empire, Hannibal, the Zulu Nation. We weren't there. We were not there, not personally, not in this day and age. So we have to trust the accounts of people who receive those teachings from people who came before them, and people who came before them, and people who came before them, people who came before them. And we hope that somebody recorded it with enough truth and accuracy that we can believe in it as well. But we haven't seen those things. We haven't done those things. We haven't touched those things. We haven't been to those places. We believe. We believe that the probability of those things existing is more probable than improbable. That's how I see belief working. Am I 100% right? No, I don't know enough to be 100% right. But that's why they call it belief. So, you know, people wonder how come black people were slaves in the Americas and how come they didn't all just revolt or run away. Well, I take that back to conditioning. If from a very young age, from the time that you are a baby, a child, and you're not taught to read or write, which will inhibit you from being able to study upon your condition. But you're told that if you run away, that there's going to be a boogeyman, a monster that is going to kill you or hurt you if you ever try to run away. And you don't know any better because you've never been anywhere off of the plantation for anyone to tell you any differently. So fear is one of those things that can keep a person in the same state for a lifetime. And in that lifetime, you may instruct or warn another person who is born after you about what you believe to be true. So one short answer for why slaves didn't revolt or all run away is because they were afraid that they would be killed. And you may try to logically think that, but you lived in poverty and control and oftentimes violence on the plantation. Yes, but it was a violence and oppression and a situation that we were born into and that we understand. We know what to expect. We fear the unknown. And your belief system is normally based on what you don't know for sure. But that's why we call it belief. You know? Now, it doesn't totally work that way all the time, but, you know. Let me see. Ron says, I've spoken to Jesus and his father. Okay. You said, I don't believe, I know. And Stacey White says, sometimes I don't like talking about religion and politics. I understand. And Ron says, when I was baptized by the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of God blew next to my right ear, and a thick white cloud violently blew and covered my whole body. Wow. Well, you know what? In you saying that, I don't disbelieve it, because when we talk about the things that we've never seen or we've never heard or that we've never touched, touching is a little different because it's physical. But how do I know what you've seen, even if you've only seen it here? It's still a sight for you. Because what you see here often comes and manifests itself with these two things. Same thing with what you hear. I don't know what another person hear or how they hear things. All of y'all, remember the first time you ever heard your voice on a recording? Remember? Some people still aren't used to it. But remember the first time you ever heard your voice on a recording and you said to yourself, I don't sound like that. That's not me. And it was you. And you were explained that the reason that you don't sound like you sound to yourself on a recording is because of the vibration of the bones and the muscles and in your skull makes the way that you sound to yourself, and the vocal cords makes the way that you sound to yourself sound differently than the way that other people hear you. But once you hear yourself on a recording enough times, then you realize, yes, that is the way I sound. But the first time. So I'm using that example to illustrate that, yeah, I may not see what you have seen. I may not have heard what you have heard. But that might not stop me from believing that you heard what you heard and saw what you saw, and that whatever you say exists. But it's a belief system. And it's oftentimes built on a trust system. So you trust that somebody will tell you the truth instead of lying to you. Sometimes we're deeply disappointed when we find out exactly how that works, because it doesn't always work that way, where we can trust the people that we trust. But we make a valiant effort to be able to do that. So, JGAO says, yes, when I heard my voice on a recording, I sounded like a completely different person than what I think. Exactly. So because we sound different to ourselves in a recording, that should let us know that the way that other people hear us and see us is different than the way that we hear and see each other. See ourselves. Even when you look at yourself in the mirror, you think you see what everybody else sees, but you're not getting a 360-degree angle, complete with your body movements in real time, like everybody else did. But when you see yourself on a video, you may, have to come into the understanding like, damn, I never realized I walked that way, or have those types of mannerisms, or, give off that type of energy. Or even sound like the ideas that you may have. You may, hear them on a recording and be like, what the fuck was I thinking? After the smoke has cleared. But anyway, that's what we're talking about today. I'm gonna, I'm gonna get this situation together right now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna restart the computer and see if maybe the apps, maybe the app needs to do something in order for us to be able to receive and make phone calls. So I just restarted my PC. Let's see how that goes in the next few minutes. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. See, I use a different device for the camera. Yeah, that's just who I am. Ready to go. Everything is all right for the DG show. It's not the DG show. It's the Urban Therapy with Son. Everything is going to be all right when I'm on the one. Yo, listen, hun. Yeah, I love you a lot, but I got to do what I got to do when times are hot. And it's heating up just like an oven. It'd be time for me and you and a whole lot of loving later on after the smoke clears. But right now, I got to get to work and do that shit, my dear. Do you hear me like I hear myself? Probably not, but it's all right because we got a lot between each other, and sisters and brothers can never be as close because I'm like a host to the whole show that you running, and everything is going to be all right when I'm gunning. Yo, I'm not knocking nobody down or putting holes in them. Everything is going to be all right. Suppose them want to be on the same level as me, but they ain't the devil. Okay, hold on soon. All right, here we go. Let's see. Let me get my this shit here. Everlasting love. This shit here. All right, bet. Now let's see if this app is going to do right. All right, it looks like we can Make and receive calls now. Sometimes a little restart. It may have updated or something like that. So let me call the joint and see what I see if we good. Blah, 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 blah. We good, y'all. We good. So y'all can call back in now. So if you thought I hung up on you, you were wrong. I didn't hang up on anybody, and I don't choose to. So now we can continue the conversation. We can continue. So anybody who wants to call in, y'all can call on back. And I'm sorry that we had those technical difficulties. Everything is going to be all right. Everything is going to be all right. Think it won't. Everything is going to be all right. Everything is going to be all right. Hold your head, baby. Everything is going to be all right. Everything is going to be all right. Keep studying. Everything is going to be all right. Everything is going to be all right. Show your love, kids. Everything is going to be all right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Success.
You have a call from
Urban Therapy with Son. Who this?
Stacy.
Stacy?
Yeah.
What's going on? How you feeling today?
It's a hard topic,
Mm-mm.
but it's a new level for me.
What up, Mariah? What's going on? Why you say that? Why you say that, Stace?
Because, like, believing, as growing up, I did have a lot of influencers, but God is first in my life. He's even over my parents. I love my parents dearly, but my parents can't save me and talk me through things when I'm going through hard times. Only God can. So I had a lot of people help me with my growth. God said, love no one, no one but to love them. And that's what I do. Because it took a village. It was just my mama and my grandmother raising me. So it took a village for me. But I try not to, them unbelievers, I hear what they have to say, but I don't hang around them too much because I don't want that to get on my spirit. Because I know God, He can do whatever He want to do if He wants to. He's in control. And there's two entities. That's what people don't understand.
Okay.
There's two entities. There's God and there's the devil. So
why are there two entities with that? Because didn't God create the devil?
yeah, that's why I don't understand why do we have to deal with him, but he sends his own people that love him to fight him. So that's that thing. Because, God don't have to allow things to happen, but He allows things to happen for a reason, because that's what the Bible says must come.
All right. Okay. So keeping in step with what we're talking about today, what makes you believe in God the way that you believe in God? What makes you believe in God at all?
First of all, I put my feet in my mouth because God been chasing me ever since I was 15. I was like, I ain't giving up my life for nothing. I was having too much fun, and I didn't see nobody else doing it. But when God showed me somebody else that got changed, baptized, I put my foot in my mouth because I told him I would get saved if I seen somebody else doing it. Mm-hmm. And that was proof number one for me. And that was my stepfather. He was the worst heathen it was. But God changed his heart. So God can change a man's heart. And that was all the belief I needed. And then my cousin asked me, well, it's so many Bibles. How you know what Bible to believe? The King James Version is the original Bible. But to go into deep understanding.
No, it's not.
Huh?
The King James Version came later, way later. That's not the original Bible.
Well, it's it's the first one that we know of, and it don't speak really clearly to make you understand. That's how I got it. And I didn't. They told me that that's what I needed to study out of, and I didn't study out of that Bible.
Okay.
So, I studied out of a Bible that really spoke to me, and I got same answers strictly by the Bible. So that's the only reason why I know there is a God without reason or just breathing. Just like I pray, I'm here every day because I pray, not just twice a day. I pray when He tells me to.
Okay.
That's how I can make it through. And then just by my sickness, the way he brought me from with my body and my sickness, that ain't just no human thing.
Okay. All right. So
I wanted to question about, it's a lot of influence. And now I'm not talking about God. I'm talking about influence that have dreams and a lot of talent. I have been influenced about a lot of them. You pick and choose which one, that's doing, that got it. But again, it goes back to spiritual things. You have to put God first because God don't want you worshiping idols.
okay.
And everything will be an idol. Your phone will be an idol.
What other things do you believe in besides God?
Oh, I believe in animals.
Huh?
I believe in animals.
You believe? What do you mean by that when you say you believe in animals?
I believe in animals. I love cats. I love dogs. They more feel friendly than human beings. I believe in that. I try not to believe in love or whatnot, but it's there. God won't take it away from me. And I pray about it. If it's for you to have, it's going to come to pass. If it's God's will. But I have prayed about it,
Hmm.
But,
So is belief the same thing as trust for you?
Yes, I have to trust somebody because then I don't know because the man that I did trust, he just effed me all the way up because they always say
No. I need you to pay attention to the question that I asked you.
because it goes back to my last relationship. Trust. People go, a man could show you action, but that don't mean that's the one.
Let me repeat the question. Does believing in something equal trust to you? Because you can trust something that you don't believe in. All right, for example, there may be things that you trust that you don't even like. You understand what I mean? Because trust can be built upon consistency. Like, that something is going to do something time after time after time after time. So you may trust it to do it the next time because
you can do that and it can still, your belief system can still be messed up. And a man could do that to you. You can trust on what time a man gonna come and get you and he's supposed to be at that time, but can you trust on somebody getting married on you and telling you nothing, but you still with them?
Well, the question was, do you believe in that man?
I believe in that man because current actions speak louder than words, and it was the action. So I'm just messed up when it comes to action. So I have to rebuild and keep praying that, because everybody always say love is the action. It messed me up.
I'm gonna need you to stay focused.
I'm focused.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not focused. You're not focused.
You need to stay focused.
I'm trying. I'm trying to stay focused, and I'm trying to get you to stay focused, and you all over the place. So I'm trying to establish what belief may mean to you or anyone else. I'm thinking that I'm thinking that.
I think truth. When somebody tells me the truth about them, I either choose to believe it or not, or I choose to love them or not.
Okay. So, all right. So, besides God, what are the other things that you believe in?
Like I said, there's celebrities that I love, but there could be, I don't know, celebrities don't show you the other side of them. You only see what's in front, what's in front of you. That's why God said he don't want you to love no one but him, because you could be disappointed when you believe in them. Because if you catch a celebrity at a wrong day, that don't mean they like that. But then again, when a person keeps showing you who they are, sometimes you have to believe that.
You don't think that God can never let anybody down?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And when he did let me down one time, and I told him I was disappointed in him, and he told me he was sorry. I actually heard it.
Okay. Why would he tell you that he was sorry when everything that happens is in his plan, isn't it?
Yep. But see, we human beings, so we have to, I talk to God. I'm talking to you or my mom.
Okay, cool.
We get mad. We love our parents, but we get mad at them too, just like they get mad at us, but we still love them. That's the same thing with God.
All right.
But I do have to have my belief system intact, because my belief system. But one thing I can say about God, I'm not bitter when it comes to a man, but I just got to get it, intact with the puzzle and just put it together, because I could be bitter and angry about what I have experienced. And I could say this about God: he didn't bring me to shame. And that's what the Bible said that he would not do. He would not put his people to shame in the public. But my relationship was very public. My first dating experience was very public.
All right, listen. Do you believe in ghosts?
Hell yeah, that's why I don't watch horror movies. I don't watch horror movies. I don't like that stuff. I always got this discernment of seeing some demons. So I don't need to be adding that on when you're supposed to be watching all kind of stuff like that.
All right, but when I asked you,
you said you asked me. I ain't scared to say it either. Yeah.
all right, so you believe in do you believe all ghosts are bad?
I don't know. I haven't experienced on that. They said Casper was bad, so I don't know.
Casper, though. All right, cool.
They said Casper wasn't bad, but yes, I do believe. All
right, let me just.
I don't watch horror movies, because I know my mama used to say, "Why are you watching that?" And you would sleep with the bathroom light on. So.
Do you believe in monsters?
I believe in monsters every day.
Do you believe that breaking a mirror will bring 7 years bad luck?
You know what? I used to believe that, but when I get mad, I will break something that I personally bought, and I'm like, that's some mental shit. Why would I do that? And I don't do that no more. And then I don't want no bad luck. So, some things I believe in, some things, God's still working on me. As long as I'm alive, I haven't made it. When I'm gone, that's when he finished. But he's still working on me. I still believe some things. I do. Yes, I do.
Okay.
I believe a man could show you who he is every day.
No. You listen. Stay focused. You keep going back to that. Don't nobody want to hear. Let me. No. We ain't doing that. Just answer the questions that I'm asking you. Don't go back to. I mean, this man. Nobody. All right.
I'm talking about different people now, because I need to have pure people in my circle, and I'm still you looking right.
Do you believe that if you put your pocketbook on the floor, that you won't have no money?
I do. I know I'm putting my pocketbook.
All right, that's all I need to know. Do you believe that if your hand starts itching, then you're going to get some money?
I have that gift. Yes, I do.
All right. Do you believe that if your ear starts itching, that somebody is talking about you?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So you believe...
Look, I'm not a witch. I'm a Christian, okay?
All right. Okay. All right. So it sounds like you believe in a lot of superstitions, what people call superstitions, right?
I have gifts that gave me proof. That's all I'm saying. I have gifts that gave me proof and never let me wrong.
Okay. Do you believe that if somebody is a thief, then they're a liar also?
You said, do I believe they're a thief?
Or should I say, do you believe that if somebody is a liar, then they're a thief also?
Yeah, sometimes I go connect. That connects. That go together. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
That's like hand in hand, and I don't know which one I hate the most. Just don't lie to me. Let me decide if I want to, stay around or shit. Don't lie to me.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, that completes my my questions that I wanted to ask you.
It completes it, huh?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
For now.
Yeah.
For now.
Okay.
All right. So.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So you have a great day, and thank you for calling in once again. I appreciate you.
This still was a hard topic and a hard test, and it was kind of scary.
All right. Well, go home and study, and also read your Bible, because you ain't supposed to fear nothing but God.
I do be fearing, and I know, but I do fear sometimes, and I don't like them horrible. All right.
Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye. Hope your text stop her.
Me too. I'm doomed. I'm doomed right now.
Have a good day.
All right. Peace.
Okay. Peace.
All righty.
Bye-bye.
Okay. All right. Interestingly enough, I really wanted to get those callers back that called in earlier. I appreciate everybody and anybody who calls in. We are talking about believing in what you believe in. Believing in what you believe in. What do y'all know about that? Huh. Interesting. Okay. Oh. All right, this is what I'm going to do. Oh, shit. She got me before I could.
You have a call from
Urban Therapy with Sun. This is Sun 752. Welcome. Caller with the last number is 5639 to the Urban Therapy with Sun show. What's on your mind this afternoon? What's good?
What's up, son?
Just here talking about beliefs and all of that. I don't know how long you've been listening.
I just turned it off.
Ah, okay. Well, it's been interesting.
Hi. What's up, chat? What's up, family?
So it's been interesting.
Okay,
So the title of the show is Believing in What You Believe in. So we were talking about what makes a person believe the things that they believe or believe in the things that they believe in. We had a couple of callers on earlier. One was saying that they didn't believe in God and they think that that's the most ridiculous thing to believe in. And another man called in and, kind of rebuffed that. But they both, the app had crashed and I had to restart my whole computer. So, we lost those callers. Unfortunately, Stacy called in and she just got off the line and now it's you. So we're talking about the things that you believe in and what makes you believe in the things that you believe in. So, what at the top of what kind of things do you like when you think about the things that you believe in? What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
I would say morality, my moral.
Well, okay. You believe in morality or your morality. What are you saying exactly?
I think humanity and morals. I do believe the majority of humanity has morals. There's a portion that doesn't, but I do believe there is a portion of humanity that has morals and abide by them for the most part. 100% no. I don't think there's. I've only come across two people I can say in my life who walk the walk and talk the talk 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But even in that, I believe they've had a few hiccups. So, I believe it's 80% of people go by their morality 100%.
Okay, so you believe that more people believe in humanity than not?
Yes.
Wow.
Because if it didn't, I think this world would be worse than what it is. It's bad, but I think it would be far worse if more people didn't.
Okay. I guess my struggle with that would be probably what determines what humanity is.
I think it's the simplicity of abiding by a specific rule, and I'll put that in quotes, an internal subconscious decision not to be the worst case individual on the planet. By that I mean you go by a standard where I know it's not okay to just walk up to people and start punching the shit out of them. I know it's not okay to go into this store and just take what I want and walk out the door. There's something in you, either it's been taught or it's just because you know it's the wrong thing to do, that makes you walk a different walk. You live a different standard. It's important to you how you live, that you don't walk around and do these things, that you don't cause harm to others for no reason, that you just aren't a shitty person.
Okay. So, do you think? All right. I struggle with what you're saying a little bit because I think we need to look up humanity.
Okay.
All right. What is the definition of humanity? The human race, but human beings collectively. Oh God, come on. Humanness, benevolence. He praised them for their standards of humanity, care, and dignity. Let me see. What is the exact meaning of humanity? Okay, humanity means all human beings collectively, mankind, the qualities that make us human, like kindness, compassion, and reason, or the academic subjects, the humanities, studying human culture such as literature, history, and art, distinguishing them from sciences. It encompasses our shared nature, our potential for good, compassion, empathy, and the collective study of our species's creation. You know, I kind of have a problem with that definition and that explanation, only because there are certain characteristics and traits that human beings have that distinguish our behavior from the animals. Like, for example, we can read and we can write and we can talk and communicate that way. We can actually explain our communication with each other rather than relying on just some unknown or spiritual signals to limit our thinking, our thought processes, and the way that we do things. We have superiority in that regard, but we also take those same traits that I named in order to inflict damage and pain upon our fellow man and the world. So I think it's interesting, or what's the word that so many people in politics are using now? I think it's very rich that we describe humanities or humanitarians in terms of doing good, when we also know that the word human, which is, a derivative of Homo sapien, which means people, we also are the only species of living that kill for sport, that kill for, like coats and shoes and bags and stuff like that. We're the only ones who do that. And we're also the only ones that try to take over the earth. We're never satisfied with our own station, wherever we are. We always have these territorial pursuits. So in those negative types of characteristics, how does that disqualify us from humankind when only human beings can do those things? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
I absolutely understand what you're saying, but my point is, if it was more people who lack any kind of consciousness or any kind of morality, it would be far worse. Everything you've described would be everywhere all the time, consistently. But because there are more who prefer not to go that route, who choose to be decent, that's the reason why I do believe in humanity, the morality of humanity, because there are less people who choose to be assholes versus those who are.
Okay. Well, what if
everything you described would be so consistent? We wouldn't be on this call right now. We would be somewhere trying to survive. And although we are in survival mode, we are not consistently in survival mode where we can't do anything else. We can't live, because that's all we know to do is survive.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I think that I do think that our negativity and the bad things that we do, I think that they're pretty consistent. They're way more consistent than I would like for them to be. But we can't be everywhere, noticing or witnessing every situation. And we definitely can't be in somebody's head to know exactly what they're thinking or feeling. So we have to go with the evidence that's before us. So I'm sure that there are people who get arrested and locked up and charged and sentenced every day. And there's also people who are bullying people every day, even if it's not the majority. There are people who are killing people every day. We even have serial killers. And no, they're not stabbing up Captain Crunch. But we consistently, I mean, if you watch the local news or the national news or even international news, we see a consistent pattern of human beings deliberately trying to hurt each other. It just intrigues me that humanity deals with the good, but if we're talking about what humans do, I think we have a responsibility to catalog those traits as well and acknowledge them, or else. But what do I know?
I want to speak on you said somebody called earlier and said they didn't believe in God.
Mm-hmm.
I want to touch on that for a minute.
Okay.
So there are two trains of thought here. I could see where an atheist has that belief. I can understand it. Because I want to be exact when I say this, because I know there's a misconception out there. People believe an atheist is someone who hates and they have no love, period, or no morality. And I also believe sometimes some people who say they're atheists confuse it with being agnostic. I also believe that. Because it seems to be kind of common when you sit down and actually have a conversation with someone who says they're atheist. And again, I can understand where that viewpoint comes from, because let's just take someone who lives in Gaza right now and they've watched their loved ones get torn apart from a missile, a bullet, what have you. They've lost their parents, they've lost a child, they've lost siblings, and they have no roof over their head, no food to eat, no water. And they're praying and calling out every day, but they're still living that. I could see them saying, there is no God. I could see them saying, this has all been a lie to me, because this is happening and it's not getting better. I could see that. I can understand that. I have a friend now who says she's angry with God. And a lot of people are mad at her for saying that, but I can understand where she's coming from, because she's lost a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I can understand that. But it doesn't mean that somebody who's an atheist doesn't have love. Because my neighbor is an atheist. I didn't even know until one day we were having a conversation and he told me, and I'm like, wow. And I said it because he's like, he looks out for me in a different kind of way. And he's always been compassionate and helpful and supportive and loving, in a sense. So when he said it to me, I was surprised, and then we had a conversation about it, and I understood. Now I think he's more agnostic than an atheist, but who am I to tell somebody what they are? Because I think he just has a lot of questions that aren't being answered, and I think that happens a lot with people who consider themselves atheists.
being an atheist means that you don't believe in God. It also means that you don't believe in the devil. Sometimes people, especially deeply religious people, when they hear that you don't believe in God, they automatically start thinking that you must be a devil worshiper, and that ain't the case. You understand
Exactly.
So yeah, so we gotta kind of safeguard against that type of thinking. But when the caller called in and he was talking about how, you know, he thought that believing in God was ridiculous. He was speaking from a physical perspective. He was talking about how he couldn't, how can you believe in something that you can't see or hear or touch or feel or whatever? And I gave him a couple of examples of things that are right here on earth that he hasn't been able to see or touch or hear or whatever. You know what I mean? And he still believes he may still hold some beliefs in those things. And I was also talking about, because he brought up miracles. And I said, well, miracles do happen. They may happen in ways that you don't think, that you don't acknowledge, but we hear about miracles every day. We may experience miracles every day. And I gave the example of people who were diagnosed with cancer and it was stage 4. And they were told to get their affairs in order because they weren't going to make it. And then, a few years later, I saw this online today. One of my Facebook friends, they said 5 years ago, they were instructed to get their affairs in order. It was a wrap. And here it is, cancer free. They doing well. You know what I mean?
Well, they told my dad that many moons ago.
Hey, they said
many moons ago, and he's 85 now, 86 now.
And what a lot of those people will tell you is that God has another plan. Man doesn't determine the plan. We deal with the X's and O's, but there are times when that things happen that we can't explain, and those are miracles. He didn't exactly see it that way, and that's fine. You know what I mean? Like, we don't always have to accept what somebody else believes versus what we believe, but that doesn't necessarily validate our beliefs in something, nor does it invalidate somebody else's disbelief in it. You understand what I mean? But in depth, I wanted to talk about what makes us believe in what we believe in. Now, I think in order for you to believe in something, there's probably some conditioning, some psychological conditioning that you have probably gone through. Many of us follow the religious beliefs that our parents have followed. Some of us stray away. Many people stray away from their parents' taught religious beliefs, and before they die, if they have time to do it, they switch back right to the original. Catholics know that. They do a lot of conditioning in the Catholic religion. They used to say, all we need is the first 7 years of your life, and we got you for life. And there's a lot of evidence to justify that, or should I say, to not justify, but to confirm that. You know what I mean? So when you talk about belief, and I've said this a few times this show, you believe in something independent of what you can control. And I brought up Donald Trump. I'm like, you talking about miracles? It's a miracle that he got people to vote him in for president again. He was dead.
It's a miracle that people still believe in him,
and they do, and they don't half-ass believe in him to this day. They wholeheartedly believe. They even believe a godly man. I've heard him say it.
You know that 31% of the country following him who believe everything he's doing is okay, which is an extremely high number.
Not just okay, but righteous.
Yeah.
Like stamp of approval. I saw this video. I don't know if you saw it, but if you go on Adam Mockler, I know you fucks with this. If you go on Adam Mockler's feed, they did a video. I saw this video before I did the show today with this family. The kids are anti-Trumpers and the mom and dad are Trumpers. You gotta see this shit. The daughter is talking about when she was 18 years old, along with all her other high school friends, and how they went to Trump Tower and Trump got on the elevator with them and was all ogling them and talking about how beautiful they were and all that. She described it as sexual harassment. Now, from what she was saying, I can't really say that it was sexual harassment, but it made her feel uncomfortable that this older guy was on it like that. Because, you know, who knows how his eyes and his demeanor were going. You know how.
It's a form of sexual harassment. It is a form of sexual harassment.
But the dad and the mom was like, yeah, he sexually harassed you so bad that it took you 10 years to even talk about it. And you gotta see the video. You gotta see that shit.
I know what, I haven't watched it yet. I saw like a little bit, like a hot second of it. And when they were talking, I said, I'm not in the mental space to watch this right now.
He said,
so I turned it off. I had to come back to that.
He said if the dad said, because the son asked, so you think a soldier should follow an illegal order? And he said, yes. He said, why? He said, because it's the president. If the president tells you to do something, you should do it. Because it's probably for a good that you don't know about. He stood on that. Because the son doubled down and said and asked, what if the president said to go and blow up Oklahoma? Should the military do it? And he said, yes. And he said, what if I'm in Oklahoma? He said, yeah, he should do it. Now, this is fanaticism and cultist type of behavior that I wasn't, you know what I mean? You know how you know something is bad, but you don't really know how bad it is. Well, there you have it.
There's the example of what I'm saying. If there was no morals and humanity, then that entire family would think the same way and react. Versus children who are like, this is wrong. There is a connect in their body that says, there's a connect in their spirits and their souls that say, this is wrong. This is not, that their conscience is saying, this is not the thing to do. Even though the parents are saying this is the thing to do, they're not even acting on it. But if there was no morality and humanity, all of them would be out doing the things they're saying that it's okay to do. That is my point.
Well,
wait, let me finish.
Okay.
And here's my second train of thought. When we talk about belief, these parents may believe in this moron, but I don't think they believe it enough to be reactive. You get what I'm saying? Now, there are people who do believe enough to be reactive. We see that. We see it every day. I saw it earlier. There are the protesters going on in Minneapolis, and this stupid ass man got in his vehicle and tried to drive over people today. But they drug him out of that car and beat the dog shit out of him. That's today. That's today. He was reactive. He has no morals. He couldn't have, because he thought it was okay to get in a vehicle to drive over people. Now, just imagine if that didn't exist. If everybody believed in this moron, then that's what we would have consistent death and injuries from people who feel like, I'm shitty with these people, I'm going to get my keys and get behind this wheel and I'm going to drive them over. That's the that's where I'm coming from with that. But let's talk about the word believing in and of itself. Because I feel like when I first called in, maybe you were expecting me to say I believe in God. And here's the caveat that a lot of people get angry about. People say, do you believe in God? And I say no. But nobody ever has the balls to go past that. They get stuck right there. And then they automatically think, she's an atheist, she's a witch, she's not holy, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I've only had one person ever go beyond and sit down and have a conversation with me about it. And that was a woman who was Jehovah's Witness, who stopped one day and I allowed her to come on the porch and we had a conversation. And when I said it, I saw the look of horror on her face. And she paused. And then she said, well, why don't you believe in God? And I say, to believe allows room for doubt. I don't doubt that there is an existence of a deity that we call God or whatever term that's used. I know there is an existence of something beyond what we can see that's tangible that exists. Because if not, then we wouldn't exist. And we wouldn't experience the things we experience on a day-to-day basis, good or bad. We wouldn't experience it. So it has to be something out there that exists that allows that. So I don't say I believe because I don't doubt it. For me to say believe, there's room for doubt. So I don't doubt it. And that's why I don't say I believe in God. I say I know there is God. It's just that simple for me.
Okay. I've known a lot of people who don't believe in God. I've known a lot of straight up and down atheists. And I've never most of the atheists that I know, they're not evil people. They don't just fuck up shit because they don't think that there's any heaven or hell consequences of their actions. They just live their lives and they believe they understand pleasure and pain, and they don't choose to inflict pain on people, but rather look for pleasure in their own lives and other people as well. So I don't really have a problem with people I'm not believing in God. Even though I do believe in God. I absolutely do. And I'm comfortable with that. But I'm comfortable with a whole lot of things for myself that I don't think other people can be comfortable with. I don't control how other people think or feel. However, I do have some influence over let's just say I have some influence with some people who may quote unquote believe in me. But I stray away from the word. I don't like to use the word morality because I know that the word morality actually comes from religion. And I know that you can be a good person without being a religious person. You know what I mean? But morality is straight out of the Bible. And it also has been a bargaining chip with people who steal, hurt, you know what I mean? And all that kind of shit. So I know that you can be a decent person. You can be a kind person. You can be a peace-loving person and peace-seeking person without necessarily getting into issues of morality. Morality is definitely linked to religion. And you can be a good person without that. Other than that, when it comes to what a person believes in, once again, I think that that's a conditioning thing. Things that have reinforced themselves over a period of time and has proven itself to whoever the believer is that is more true or more reliable. So when Stacey was on the line, I was asking her about whether belief in something involves trust. And she pretty much agreed that it does or thinks that it does. But I want to ask you that. And I want to ask you, can you believe in something that you don't even like?
Can I believe in something I don't like? Explain that.
Okay. So let's say you believe in the devil. You are aware and definitely respectful of his power, but you don't like him, but you believe in it. You may believe in the whole physical image, you know, the cloven feet, the spiked tail, the horns, the red color. You may actually believe that. Many people do.
So are we tying the two things together, evil and the devil? Or are we separate now?
Well, my question to you was that does belief have something to do with trust for you? And if so, can you, well, actually, this is just a separate question. Can you trust in something? I mean, can you believe in something that you don't even like? Like, for example, all right, so I asked Stacy if she believed in ghosts, and she said yes, and she's afraid of ghosts, but she believes in them.
So I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes because for me, I don't believe so much in the devil, but I do believe in there's evil. I don't like it, but I know it exists. I believe it exists. So there's that. I don't like or trust this maniac, but I believe he exists. I know he exists, and I believe he has the power to destroy as he seems to be able to do so far. So the answer is yes.
Okay, so you're answering yes to both, or to believing in something that you don't even like.
To believing in something I don't even like. And what's the other question? I'm sorry.
The other question was, does belief have does it have something to do with trust for you? Like, do you believe in it because you know you can trust it? Like when they say that you believe in a person.
No.
Okay.
No. No. I don't think you have to trust it to believe in it.
You you have.
Hand in hand.
Well, remember, I'm talking about a broader view of what trust means. Trust doesn't always mean that it's going to benefit you. You just know that it's reliable enough, like you can count on it. Like you can trust that a motherfucker is going to fuck up shit every chance he get, or he's going to put hands on you every time he sees you. You trust that to be true, but you know what I mean, and that may make you believe. Like if he did it once, he'll do it again. That's a belief system.
The two are hand in hand.
You said are not hand in hand?
No.
Okay.
The two are hand in hand.
All right.
I trust things are going to happen. If I believe them or not, they're going to happen.
So is that a belief?
Yes.
So you sure you want to stay with the same with the same answer?
I believe things are going to happen. Trust me, shit is going to happen whether I believe it or not.
Okay.
Unless I'm misunderstanding here. Because I don't have to believe in something to trust it's going to happen or not. And I don't have to have trust in it happening or not to believe it. The two are not hand in hand.
Okay. Well, if you think about the broader meaning of what trust is, see, a lot of times we say the word trust, meaning that it's going to benefit us. Like, I trust you.
That's not how I'm thinking about it.
All right. I just wanted to make sure that that's not how we.
I'm not
Okay.
thinking of it in terms that it benefits me, because trust, a lot of shit gonna happen, and a lot of it is not gonna benefit me at all.
Okay. All right. Long as we got that together.
Yeah.
All right. We've been on for 2 hours. So if you have anything left to say, go ahead and spit it. Other than that, we're going to go over the poll question and do these birthday shout outs. And I'm going to let you good people go on about your day.
Well, here's on the topic. I believe one day things are going to improve. I don't trust they're going to be soon.
Okay.
So with that said, everybody stay safe and be at peace and find a space that's yours so you can have safety and security, because this shit's about to get worse than it already is. And we just got to stay steadfast and strong. And whatever your belief is, trust in it, because, boy, thank you. All right, thank you. That's all I got. Happy birthday today, Getters.
Speaking of, just one last thing. On that video, the father talks about how the only people that are that should be afraid of what Trump says or does are the people, basically all the Democrats, because everybody else is going to be fine.
Yesterday, did you watch the hearing at all yesterday?
I'm just telling you. But he's talking to his son and his daughter. No, I didn't watch the hearing yesterday. I never watched that shit. I can't. Yeah, I watch the highlights, but I can't watch that shit in real time. Hell no.
Do you think this is a man who's going to do something? Do you think this is a man who would harm his children?
Yes. And I'm going to say this. I'm gonna say this. Yes, I don't think he fuck with his kids like that. But you know, when you got Republicans talk about impeachment and shit, I'm like, look at y'all niggas. All right. So, yeah, I was like,
why are they gonna do it? What does it mean he's been impeached? What does that mean?
Well, the fact that they would even put the threat out there is a major change. We ain't seen no shit like that since Watergate. Not even close. Not even close.
And what does it mean? Like, it doesn't mean anything.
It symbolizes. It symbolizes. No, you ain't gonna get it on your time. Everything can't happen the way we want it to happen when we want it to happen. We already know that. But just the threat, because that would have never happened in his first term. Things have had to have happened now in order for that to go down. I'll take it.
Like you always say, it's still not enough people. It's not enough of them saying no. It's not enough of them saying impeach.
It wasn't none of them saying no before. It wasn't none of them. If it was none of them saying no before and 4 of them said yes now, then that's 400% markup. I'll take it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Shit, I'll take it. If 4 people are speaking up, you think that's the only 4 that are down? I think not. But while you're on the line, let's go over this poll question. Which of these things is the most ridiculous to believe in? And 15% said ghosts, monsters, or angels.
Really?
That
is crazy.
This is out of 46 votes. And
that's crazy.
And by the way, thank y'all for a Saturday. Y'all came through today. Ain't this some shit? Algorithm Saturday. Woo woo. All right. 4% said God, heaven, and hell. And 59%. Wait, man. You know what? I'm gonna go to the superstitions. 22% says superstitions. And 59%, an overwhelming majority, said the most ridiculous thing to believe in is influential people like Trump.
That I agree with. I'm surprised it was just 59%.
I
I'm like,
think
that's
I don't think it would have been as. I think if I wouldn't have put Trump's name in there, it wouldn't. I don't think it would have went that high because that triggers a response. If I would have said something like influential people like Martin Luther King, I'm not sure if it would have been 59%.
That's crazy. What does that say about humanity, though? What does that say about people that we would give so much to people? You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, they said that was the most ridiculous thing to believe.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no, it went the way we went. I mean, it went the way that we wanted it to, but I'm not sure if it would have been that high. If it would have been somebody who maybe won the Nobel Peace Prize legitimately.
Not have somebody come across the street and hand it to you.
Like I
feel too good to accept it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it would have worked out the same if I would have put Obama or Malcolm X or you know what I mean, somebody with some kind of iconic decency. Yeah, I'm not sure if it would have went that high. But with, Trump in real time right now, motherfuckers, all they gotta do is check their pockets and be like, "Fuck this."
You can Homer Simpson, and you still. The fact that you
oh shit! Harry Houdini died making them believe. You know what I mean? Shit is real out here.
Wow! That is true. That is so true.
Shit is real out here. That is real.
And made millions off of it. Why did you leave the conversation with that? Harry Houdini.
Because not that many people know his story. You know what I'm saying? I went for the known. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't have to think about this shit. All right, we gotta go. All right, thank you so much for calling in, Kim. I appreciate you. You have a great day. I'll holler at you later.
All right, bye.
All right, y'all. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious January 17th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box. You know what? I'm going to go for the celebrity example. I don't normally call out celebrity birthdays, but she's more than a celebrity. I think this was a good, influential woman who believed in humanity and definitely worked side by side with her husband to project a very good cashable image. And I say cashable image because a lot of people project the image, but it's not really real. I think the image that she projected was more real than not. And that would be Michelle Obama. Happy birthday, Michelle Obama. And also Patricia Cherry, Leighton Franchise Harrell, my young boy, happy birthday to you. And Katrina McCurdy, Kiana Thicken the Hips, Green, CC Dash, Tracy Gant, Angela Garraway, Maria Pittman, Latanji Brown, Nastarsha Jones, a lot of people on this birthday, man. We ain't done. Katina Moore, Fran Golson. You are my friend. Go get her, Fran Golson. And Dushi Daula. And last but not least, my young boy, my young brother, my old roommate. You know what I mean? He's just like a baby brother to me. My man, Ade FQ. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all a good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious January 17th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. but don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, to rock out. Rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, you believe what you believe. It doesn't matter what you hear or if your eyes deceive. I know that what you believe is what you was taught. And sometimes out there, a lot of niggas get caught out there believing in the wrong thing. Sometimes you get locked up because of the wrong kings. And I'm going to tell you one thing, king. Yo, you can't feel like a king when you're locked up in the Bing. And I'm trying to stay myself real free. So I ain't listening to nobody else say, see? I'm on some other level. Devils can't get with me because I'm on some other shit and I'm definitely going to be a rebel. So what's on your mind today? I'm in real time and I'm dropping all this knowledge like you're dropping dimes. But ain't no snitching or bitching not coming out of my house from hitting up heads and sending them down south. And I'm talking about where the trees and the dirt is. But I'm just going to try to show you where your worth is. So you believe in God. Maybe you don't. Maybe you believe that you will die. Maybe you won't. But I know what's going to happen to all, so I don't know what happens to you. I don't know what happens to you after that. But I believe that all people are worthy of some good things, some good loving, some good hugging, some good shit. But I don't know if it's going to come to everybody. It comes in increments. You know what I mean? You understand stuff. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow afternoon, 1:30 p.m. We will be back on schedule tomorrow afternoon. I want to thank all of y'all for coming through. I do. We got started late, but I wanted to make sure I deliver every day because this is the Daily Go-Getterism show. This shit ain't the if I have time to do it show. You know what I mean? We get consistent over here. So hopefully y'all can trust and believe in me. I say peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death and love you. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. Hit the like button. Share the show. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. And I hope y'all enjoy listening to the show as much as I enjoy broadcasting it. So with that being said, peace.